One of the things that I think is really difficult, particularly as time goes by and as gentlemen are aging, is this thing called a venous insufficiency. And what venous insufficiency is, basically, if you've ever noticed in one of your favorite positions, maybe it's you're on your back or what have you, in that favorite position, you can't perform the way that you would like to. Like you may stay up for a minute, and then before you know it, it's like, ew. So that's basically called venous insufficiency. And venous insufficiency is one of the hardest things as a physician who treats erectile issues to fix. So we do things like we'll do shock wave kind of at the angle where the erection's kind of coming out. So we'll try to hit these areas that we know impact venous insufficiency. We try to get the venous system and the arterial system stronger. But one thing that I noticed early on, and I'll share with you the article that really helped me understand this, was an extract called horse chestnut extract. And horse chestnut extract, it has been used for centuries for things like, varicose veins. Maybe you're the type that stands all day and you'll notice that, after standing for long periods of time, you start to get swelling in your lower extremities. So venous insufficiency is basically another name for leaky veins. So veins are a little different than arteries. Arteries are high pressure pathways, for blood to flow as strong as possible to certain areas. Whereas the venous structure, veins are designed to drain out areas. So we think of venous flow as away from a structure. So you want both of them functioning properly. Veins go bad, particularly in some instances when their valves get leaky. So perhaps the valves in the vein are supposed to be shut. And when they're shut tight, blood isn't supposed to leak back. But as time goes by and as damage occurs, those valves that are supposed to shut the veins off so that blood isn't leaking out actually start to get weak. And so instead of snapping shut, they leak. So that's one thing that can go wrong with veins. Another thing that can go wrong with veins is if you have varicose veins or varicosities or hydrocele, right? Or varicosities or little lumps of veins even in your testicle sac. Like some of you have been writing me about that as well. So what we're trying to do when we're treating venous insufficiency or any type of leaky vein, whether it's leaking because the valves are leaky or it's leaking because it's just diffusing out into the tissue and causing a bunch of swelling, is that we want to get those veins stronger. And so chestnut extract has been used for years for varicose veins, for that lower extremity edema, or that swelling that you see sometimes in people who are standing up for long periods of time. So what I noticed when I started using chestnut extract for varicose veins and recommending it more so to women is I also started thinking about it. I said, well, what is the data around horse chestnut extract and venous insufficiency? And lo and behold, at that time, wouldn't you know it, there were great studies. Some of them weren't these massive pharmaceutical studies where the pharma company is paying millions of dollars to study them, but there were great studies that just puts it on your radar that horse chestnut can impact erectile function in a way. And so I love it because I got this feedback from Ron. Horse chestnut extract, after 6 weeks of use, it seems to have helped me maintain with my wife on top her all-time favorite position, right? So this testimonial hits on all pieces, right? Because one of my big goals here is to help families stay together. And, if we can keep erectile function going, families will stay together, in my opinion, a little longer because he's not irritable. His partner is pleased. Nobody, there's great sexual chemistry and energy. But the other part to this is that horse chestnut extract, having him write back to me what I've seen clinically, but be able to put this out here in this energy and have him come back and say, listen, doc, I can be on my back and she can be in her favorite position, which is riding on top. and I'm not losing an erection after starting horse chestnut extract was a win. So here's the thing, this information that we talk about on a regular basis, I want you to know that people are putting it into play and having major results. So thank you, Ron, for sharing that with us. So what Ron is likely doing is he's taking 200 milligrams, 100 to 200 milligrams of horse chestnut extract, and he's taking it once a day, and he's been taking it for over 6 weeks, and he has seen a difference in his ability to stay hard in that position. So the reason that position is so difficult is because when you're on your back, gravity is not your friend, right? So when gravity is not your friend, those valves in the veins that are supposed to be slapped shut like this, they start leaking even more because now you don't have gravity on your side helping. Whereas when you're in a dominant prone position and your erection's pointing downwards, what's happening then is gravity is your friend. It's pointing it in the direction that you want the blood to stay in. So being able to maintain a little longer in that position without using a cock ring is fantastic. So now, for those of you who are working on it, you've got a shockwave maybe you're trying to use for your venous insufficiency, maybe you're on this horse chestnut extract. One thing that will help keep you in the promised land longer is a good old-fashioned cock ring. And cock rings don't have to be ostentatious. They don't have to be green. They can be flesh-colored if you're embarrassed of them and you don't want anyone to see them. But you can also think of it like jewelry. I mean, like, you got this guy and you like the way he looks, why not put a little jewelry on the end of it, right? Like a bracelet. So it becomes like a bit of jewelry, but it actually too is serving an anatomical purpose, and it's actually helping trap blood flow. And we see the same thing, a similar outcome over time with the horse chestnut extract. Now keep in mind, when we're talking about using supplements, oftentimes it's not going to be a quick fix. It's going to be like Ron just talked about, which is an ongoing, process of over time. So put the time and energy in, and you will be surprised at what results you can see, right? Horse chestnut extract. So horse chestnut extract is available all over the internet. Like if you're like me, one of my favorite shopping sources is Amazon. So I don't have a particular brand that I recommend for horse chestnut. But actually, I even think Pure doesn't make horse chestnut extract, but kind of a reputable company. I know some of those testimonials are fake sometimes, but read through them and see. You want to know what are they using in the extract. You want it to be an alcohol-free extract, and yeah, horse chestnut is kind of one of those best kept secrets. So I was really excited to have that share.